What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I proudly present an in-depth review of the 2023 Mercedes-Benz EQB300 4MATIC. It's got a gray exterior. It's got blue highlights here to signify it's an EV. LED high-performance headlights. No front fog lights, but it does have rear fog lights. And this one, unfortunately, is not optioned with keyless go, as you can see. So you have to use the key fob to lock and unlock the vehicle, but this is what it looks like. It has amazing interior lighting, as well as exterior lighting. And it does have a light up 3-point star, as well as a running light that goes all the way across the front of the vehicle. And similarly, we have a taillight that goes all the way across the back of the vehicle. And the car just did its security relock, so let's go ahead and unlock it again. Stepping on in, we have the exact same gauge cluster layout as you would find in a gas GLB. But to turn it on, there's no engine, so just push once for accessory, twice to turn the ignition fully on without enabling the vehicle, and then to enable the vehicle, step on the brake and then press the button once more. Smooth steering, leather-wrapped steering wheel. It's a single-speed direct drive transmission. Pull down for forward, push up once for neutral, or down once if you're in reverse, all the way up for reverse. You do have a reverse camera with guidance lines that are dynamic as you turn the steering wheel. So down one click from reverse is neutral, and then the button on the end is park. Parking brake control right here. It is fully automatic, so whenever you put the car in park and exit the vehicle without your seatbelt fastened or turn the ignition off, the parking brake automatically applies. But for manual control, you push this switch to apply and you pull to release. We also do have fully automatic headlights. That's manual on, automatic, parking lights, and then roadside parking lights. And roadside parking lights only take effect if the ignition is fully off. So this is effectively your lights off mode. Say you want to keep your car on and it's very dark outside and you don't want to blind people that may be in front of your car. Turn to roadside parking lights. That turns all your lights off. As you can see, nothing is on, not even the daytime running lights. So we go back to auto. We do have a high beam assistant. So when you're driving above speeds of, say, 30 miles an hour, there is a camera located near the light sensor which will detect vehicles with headlights or taillights on and dim the high beams accordingly. So if it detects no vehicles, it will turn the high beams on. And the parking brake also automatically releases if you shift from park into forward or reverse gear. So as you can see, parking brake's off, put it back in park. I take off my seatbelt and I open the door. The parking brake is now enabled. And if you exit the vehicle with the ignition fully on and the vehicle enabled, it will say vehicle is ready to drive. Switch the ignition off before exiting It's mainly so that you don't drain your battery. You do have gesture controls on both sides of the steering wheel, this one being for the driver's display, and then this one is for the infotainment display, which is also a touch screen. So any way you want to use it, touch screen, you can use it with the pad here, or with the gesture control on the right-hand side of the steering wheel. We also do have, just put it in forward real quick, we do have brake hold. You just pump the brake while your foot is still on the brake all the way down. That will enable hold. And then if you press the gas, or excuse me, the accelerator pedal, since there's no engine, that automatically releases hold. As I was going to say, if you pull this paddle shifter, that will adjust your regen braking amount. So right now it's in plus, so that's no regen braking. If you want more regen braking, you pull the left-hand paddle. So these are not paddle shifters in this car, since there's only a 1-speed direct drive. So you pull this, now we're in normal mode, and then pull again, now we're in minus mode. So this is the maximum level of regen braking available, and normal is in between maximum and none at all. And then if you pull and hold either paddle shifter, you can put it into auto mode. And what this does is it utilizes the sensors in the front of the vehicle, and it adjusts the level of regen braking automatically relevant to traffic. So if you're in traffic, you can one pedal drive in auto mode, because it will automatically apply regen braking for you. Back in park. All right, let's go ahead and check out the exterior. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the rear fog lights and the hazards. Headlights are already on. And we will pop the hood. It does have LED side turn signal mirrors. They are power folding. Full LEDs, as I've said earlier. I'll open up the hood, and you can see in here, it sure looks like it's got an engine, but it doesn't. Once again, this is an electric power plant. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the EQB is the only EQ model with a hood that opens. You can't do that in the EQS or EQE. I'm not sure if the outgoing EQC had an openable hood. I imagine it did, but the US never got that. Anyway, you have your 12-volt battery conveniently located right under the hood there. And you also do have a jump port in case you needed to jump start it, but it's unlikely that you're ever going to need to jump start an electric vehicle, because you do have that high voltage battery as well. We do have orange wires signifying that it connects to one of the high voltage components. Coolant, brake fluid, and then that's your windshield wiper fluid. And then under here you have coolant specifications as well as emission control information. Of course, it doesn't emit anything. It's a zero emissions vehicle since it's fully electric. Really, the only time electric vehicles would pollute is if the battery were to catch fire. Here we have the charge port, although it's not going to open right now because I have the car on. It does have Pirelli Scorpion Zero all-season and run-flat tires with a Mercedes original compound. The E stands for extended mobility, which is also known as a run-flat. And these are 235/55 18s. So these are 18-inch wheels, dual tone. They look very nice. Let's go ahead and open up the back. Oh, the car turned off. I was wondering what was going on. Let's turn on that rear fog light again. So in the back, we do have a little bit of storage. You can opt for the third row, as this is the electric variant of the GLB, so to speak. And in here, we've got a factory 120 volt level 1 electric vehicle charger, locking lug nuts, and then a tow hook. And then you have two buttons up here. Or, excuse me, you only have one button. You used to have lock and then close. This is just a close button in this car. There's the rear fog light. All right. So now I'll go through the different menus. You have assistance, graphics, phone, navigation, so you can view your sat nav on the driver's display if you wish. Trip, so you have your odometer, speed, although you do have a speedometer off to the left as well. Consumption information. There's the eco display, distance from start, distance from reset. Radio, media, service information, and then you have your 3 different modes with an understated mode as well. The understated mode is basically just your speed and then a clock. So then I can switch that to classic. So we have a power reserve meter here, as well as your speedometer, and then your battery meter here changes to this teal color in both classic and sport. So let's go to the sport display. Changes the theme, livens it up a little bit. As you can see, pretty much the same layout, but this time you have a more aggressive look. I'm not sure why it keeps turning off on me when I'm in the car. But anyway, we're going to go back to progressive. And in progressive mode, one thing I really like is that when you are using the regenerative braking, the speedometer will turn blue and it will be red whenever it's using power. It does have all 4 automatic windows, which is standard across the board for Mercedes-Benz. Power seats for both the driver and passenger. We also do have heated seats, as well as memory programming for both the driver and passenger. Lock and unlock, and you do have a pilot light for when the doors are locked. Mirror folding. And then you do have the right and left side mirror adjustment buttons as well. Child lock, so that way nobody but the driver can control the windows when this light is lit, and then everyone can control them when that's not lit. You have your dimmer, so when the headlights are on, you can dim the buttons as well as the displays. And then your rear fog light button, which I touched on earlier. It does have fully automatic windshield wipers. You have off, low sensitivity, high sensitivity, low, and high speed. And then you push to either wipe once, or you push all the way into the second detent to spray your washer fluid. And then rear wiper controls, you can turn it on with this button, turn it off, or do the momentary wipe with this button, or push all the way in to spray the rear windshield. Does have very nice interior illumination, which is customizable. Climate control menu here, or climate control buttons here. You do have a menu that you can enter. See your various menus. So you have auto, sync, which will adjust both the driver and passenger climate control in tandem when you adjust the driver's control here. And as you can see, it turns red when I'm turning the temperature up and blue when I'm turning the temperature down. You also do have a pre-entry climate control system here. You can turn it off, or you can set it up to automatically turn on with the unlock button on the key fob. Let's go back to the menu here. You do have 5 different zones for your automatic airflow. And we do have a voice assistant as well. So we just say, "Hey Mercedes,
how can I help?
Please set the temperature to 72 degrees Fahrenheit."
I'm setting the temperature to 72 degrees.
You can do a lot of cool things with the voice assistant. This is the MBUX software. You do have a volume rocker as well as a mute button on the steering wheel. Voice control, favorite, phone, answer or decline. And then you also do have those controls here as well. Dynamic select, so we're in comfort right now. If I click this one, click back, that puts it into eco mode. And the maximum speed in eco mode is 81 miles per hour. Click it back to comfort mode. Then we have sport. And then in sport mode, you cannot have a load on your roof. And then we also do have individual, which is customizable. So you can set your drive as either eco, comfort, or sport. Set your steering as either comfort or sport, and your traction control as well. So in this one, I have it set as sport drive, comfort steering, and comfort traction control. So now I'm going to put it back into comfort mode. We do have Mercedes Me buttons and the SOS feature. You open that flap and then push the white button inside for emergency services. Here we have the sunroof control. Pull back once to pull back the shade, and then again to open the sunroof. And then just pull back to close. And then pull back again for the shade. And if you push this, that will just crack it open. However, I'm not going to do that. This button here turns off your interior illumination whenever the door is opened, interior illumination on, and then we also do have rear interior illumination controls up here, as well as a driver and passenger side reading lamp. Garage door home link located right under the rear view mirror. So now let's go ahead and check out some of the vehicle settings. So you have dynamic select, which we touched on earlier. Automatic seat adjustment settings. You can turn that system off. Acoustic lock, automatic door lock, automatic mirror folding. You also do have a function that will search for charging stations if you run low on battery power. Here's your assistance menu. You have camera and parking settings. You have an early warning. You can adjust the volume and pitch of the warning chime. You can also open the camera cover to clean it. Active brake assist, which is currently unavailable right now. You also do have attention assist. You can set the sensitivity or turn it off if you so wish. You can also have it suggest rest areas if you're driving on the highway. And you also do have blind spot assist. Here's your quick access menu. You can turn off your parking sensors here. And you can also adjust your traction control, turning it off with the push of a button. So here we have our lighting menu, ambient lighting. You can set the color. You do have a multicolor option. And with that you have ocean blue, purple sky, red moon, fire red, dawn blue, sun yellow, jungle green, glacier blue, color flash, and color mix. You also do have a multicolor animation, which you can toggle on and off when you have multicolor enabled. You also do have a welcome effect, as well as climate and charging effects. So when you have the car plugged in, the interior illumination will pulsate green to signify that the battery is currently charging. You can also adjust the brightness, and you can adjust different brightness zones individually if you so choose. We also do have seat comfort, seat kinetics, backrest and seat surface, backrest only or seat surface only, and you can set the duration as short, medium, or long. Same deal with the passenger seat. And if we go to system settings, we have your designs and displays. So you can alternatively change the theme in this menu here if you did not want to use the driver's menu. You can also enable an ambient lighting adjustment feature, which adapts to whichever mode you have selected. Display brightness adjustment. You can turn the display completely off. And then you have your automatic day and night themes along with that. Touch controls, touchpad sensitivity, haptic feedback on and off. You can turn your tap feature on and off, so instead of clicking, you can just tap it, and then you can adjust your acoustic feedback. Voice assistant. You can disable the Hey Mercedes, online voice control. You can subscribe here. Audio settings, you can adjust your equalizer, radio announcements, phone, parking assistant, voice output volume, feedback. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. You can connect to the internet. You have a hotspot. You can turn Bluetooth and Wi-Fi on and off. Time and date settings. You have automatic time zones as well as daylight savings. Language, units, software update, system backup, pin protection, system information, and format system memory. And then we also do have an EQ supplement here. You can search for charging stations, set your departure time, change your charging program from standard to home or to work. Here's your consumption menu here. You can view it as a graph within the last 30 minutes, 90 minutes, 7.5 minutes, or 3 hours. Here's your energy flow. So currently we're at 46% battery with 104 miles until the battery is completely flat. And then here you can see whether your motors are taking power from the battery or regenerating power to the battery. Or if the vehicle is charging, you will see power flowing to the battery from the charger. You also do have your accelerator and brake monitoring, as well as an in-vehicle operator's manual. All right, let's go ahead and turn it off and check out the back. We do have rear climate vents, as well as power outlet and 2 USB ports, USB-C. We also do have nets back here where you can store stuff, and we do have side storage compartments as well. And we also do have rear locking controls. However, the rear controls only lock the corresponding door. So for example, I press this and only this door is locked. All other doors are not. But if you use one of the front controls, it locks all 4 doors. And you also do have an automatic window control as well. You do have reading lamps back here, grab handle, and you can fold this down, and you have your cup holders that fold out. And then you pull this tab here to release the seat. This one does feature all-weather floor mats all around. Very nice. Let me know what you guys think of the all-electric EQB300 4MATIC. Have a nice day. One last thing before I end the video, I wanted to show you the charge port. So go ahead and open it up, and then you have regular AC charging or DC fast charging. You can open the two together or just the one. But anyway, go ahead and stick your charger in, and then it locks in place. It flashes yellow to indicate that it's preparing to charge. You have your status indicators here and what they mean. Flashing green means it's charging. Then you have this button here, which will eject the charger. So now it's unlocked, and I can remove it. And when the vehicle is locked, you cannot eject the charger. It's a good anti-theft measure. So you have to either have the key fob nearby or have the car unlocked. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.